Hello and welcome. It's Shank, Tommy here again. This time coming with a couple replays from a DUXTER ally of mine, Cheezix, riding in his T-34 Rudy, designation 102, from the Polish television series. Now in this matchup, he's with a clan mate in his platoon. They are top tier mediums. And so I'm feeling that the intention that they want is to get into the game, have their guns as active as they can be, but to keep themselves safe. They are not heavies, they are not trying to scout for anyone, but they want to be throwing out all the fire that they can. So Cheezix and his platoon mate are going to roll up here midline, but they're going to take hard cover behind this forwardmost building. And Cheezix takes out this little cottage here, and I didn't figure out why. But see, the thing is, Cheezix has a plan. Because he's done this before, and he knows this map. He knows that the north generally has a massive advantage on both the east and west, like, extreme flanks. So he has to take this mid and have his gun just putting out as much as it can, and his ally is doing the same. Now, when he took out that build, it actually gave him shots into the edge of the city, which I did not realize you could do until I watched this replay of his. Little sketchy shot over the back engine deck of his ally there, but he got away with it. Now, this gives him a really solid position, and what he's shooting at there is that many of these houses actually have, like, porches or overhangs where they actually have gaps. So it may look like they're behind a physical building, but they're not necessarily. And you're going to see some really fantastic shots right through one of those overhanging porches that I was talking about right here. Now, obviously, having 6th Sense does let Cheezix be a little bit more aggressive because he knows for a fact absolutely when he's been spotted. But he hasn't really faced any major threats yet, and he's just wiped out everything that's come his way. Now, the teams are still pretty balanced on both sides, and it's going to stay that way through most of the match. Another pretty semi-sketchy shot here coming up as he fires over his platoon mate and another ally to land a shot into that OI as yet a third ally rolls up the mid. Now, at this point, he knows he controls the mid, or he's relatively sure he controls the mid, so he's going to move up to the front road. The reason he didn't want to do this before is because once you get on this middle road, you're stuck. Your hard cover is gone, because all you have is the direct hard cover the enemy team is using to do the same to you. Now, he's switched to premium here in just a second to get shots in this OI, and he's gonna forget that, so I'm gonna have to mock him just a little bit. He gets spotted by a little tank over here that I don't recognize, I don't see very often. But it's just a tier 4, so he's gonna just crush him. And we've also noticed that the Cromwell is somewhere way back in the spawn. He's still back in their team spawn. He's not AFK, but he's just been hiding back there. 2 more tanks finally show up on the far western flank. Cheezix considers going over there, but his ally, now moving up the east, he's gonna have to support his ally for whatever shows up. And we're gonna get a spot here. Oh, KV, there he is. Cheezix gets an easy shot into him, and then he just undercalculates that one as the KV moves back and he donks into the ground, and he's gonna miss a few more premium shots here, and I don't think this is intentional. I think he's just forgotten what he's loaded, because as we know of the tank, It has 144 millimeters of regular penetration on these standard shells. And there he is again. Now this KV gets an amazing snapshot here. He's just been hit by the Cromwell. The KV flips around while driving and gets an incredible RNG shot. So I've got to give him, you know, well done. And he's gonna miss a few of his shots. But anyway, back to the Rudy tank. It gets, yeah, 144. I was right. Fantastic. 144 base penetration, 194 penetration on premium shells. So he doesn't need that so much. On the OI, it was simply useful to help him ease the suffering of his opponent. And at this point, this is where I can no longer hold back the mockery of these, and this is, he's good, he's thinking, but just a little off course.
Żołnierzom, którzy wyzdrowieli, przynosiłyśmy cywilne ubrania.
Because the Cromwell was sitting 5 feet to the right. And the Cromwell is just gonna rush his buddy here. And he misses shot and shot, but RNG, he tracks the opponent Cromwell before it can ram into his tune mate and saves him, and a lot of extra damage that his tune mate probably didn't need to take. At this point, he knows that they've won the match. He has it on lockdown. He's just not quite sure where the M4 was, because the last time we saw him, he was mid-map on the far west flank. We're expecting he's retreated, because he hasn't shown up anywhere further back and nobody spotted him. So they're both going to run up here on the move. He's still firing premium and auto locks onto the M4. But at this point, Cheezix has had enough, and he's going to show that egg who's boss. Take it away, Cheezix. And a solid victory, which earns him and his crew a plethora of medals. Obviously, he's going to get his Top Gun. He's going to get his Bradley Walters. He does come out of it with an ace as well. And just fantastic play and usage of the vehicle all around. And a really enjoyable replay to watch. It wasn't quite as active as the Rudy can be, but his usage of the terrain and the map and maintaining his output of fire and damage was choice. Absolutely beautiful. A quick recap of those medals again. And there we are. Ace, Top Gun, I forgot that one. Or High Caliber. But what about Czterej, you ask? Well, he gets his day.
Inaczej nie potrafimy mu się odwdzięczyć.
No, hack again. Part 2, replay 2. Cheezix again, 2 with clanmates. Another Rudy and T34, standard T34. Sorry, I'm lazy and I'm just going to ignore the whole extra designations that they get for various tiers and types. But his tune mates are going hill. They are bottom tier in this match. So Cheezix here is considering that he needs to be the flank. He is going to go to the mid and hold down this one front corner and just try to spot and potentially get some sneaky shots in. Now, this brings up an issue with this map that I have, and it's specifically with these bushes that Cheezix is in right now. Now, while he may have been proximity spotted by that T-34, I sometimes question if those bushes specifically are even there. However, you'll also notice if you check out the map, Cheezix has been followed by most of his top-tier heavies, and they are absolutely brilliant players, as we'll get to see in the very near future. He's holding on this front line. He doesn't get the best gun depression on this vehicle, but it is just enough to get over the edge and shoot into the top of that Tiger P. Beautifully placed. Now the Tiger P is back behind his own bushes, so he's not going to spot him anyway, but I'm still questioning these bushes that Cheezix is behind at the moment. And one of his allies decides to go for the Tiger P. Beautiful sailing shot here. Oh, right into the turret of that ST-1. However, while Cheezix is not paying attention, 1, 2, 3, 4 of his top tier allies go rushing up over this edge to kill one Tiger P, and we are going to lose every single one of them for it. They're already all dead. And as you can see, the T-34 has already lost most of his health. The Centurion has lost half his health, but that's not going to last much longer as a shot comes in over the back of Cheezix here, taking him out of the game. Next, we're going to lose the IS, who went down in the pit, leaving the IS-6 and the T-34 just sitting there, useless. They have effectively been removed from the game. Now, Cheezix is going to try to back up to get a shot on this Indian Panzer here, but he's not quite fast enough because he's being a little wary. And it's taken out before he can get there. They're still just sitting in that pit, but the instant they pop up or the instant somebody sees them, they're going to start taking fire from the hill, and they're going to start taking fire from the far western road, excuse me. Cheezix is watching all his corners. He's looking everywhere to see what's about, what he can get shots on. There's a tiger over there, but he is behind a rock. Cheezix wants to back up to get shots over there as he gets spotted. And trade shots with a much higher caliber gun, obviously. Not exactly what you want to do, but he's going to escape with it. That is actually the only damage he's going to take this game. His allies have pushed up. They are giving him... They have control of the top of that hill, and they're forcing the enemy to back down, which is giving Cheezix these flanking shots here. As well as a couple other allies who are sitting in front with him. He has been spotted again, believed by somebody behind him. As he pulls up, this tiger has backed up, is aiming at him. Oh, excuse me, the tiger was actually aiming off to the field. But Cheezix, he's trying to put his damage out, but he just can't cut a break because either his allies or the enemies just die too quickly. They are still commanding this game, but that's gonna change very soon because most of his allies have taken so much damage in taking that hill, and the enemy is pushing this eastern road. And there's that enemy. He's gonna be a pain, but we're gonna get back to him in just a second. Cheezix has lost one tunmate, and he's lost the other tunmate as they went up over that ridgeline into the enemy base, were spotted, and people in that far southwest corner shot right across and took him out. Perhaps a little bit of too much aggression in that case. Now, Cheezix is relocating, so he can try to defend his base. He's gonna try to put shots on this OI here, but he's not quite gonna get it. He puts another blind fire out. It does not connect. He's been spotted for that enemy T-34. Now here's where we get to see Cheezix in this vehicle taking advantage of its acceptable mobility. He knows he's on radar, so he goes back like he's trying to flank around. And as soon as he pops off radar, because the enemy pops off at the same time, turns right back around, takes this far northern ridge, and it's going to let him sneak up and over, get spots on that enemy T-34. One. Enemy misses. He pulls up. He's got to be fast because they have the same reload. Snapshot, pulls back. Beautifully executed. Now, he's trying to bait this guy at this point because he doesn't know where the rest of the enemies are. And he knows that that guy is a hazard to the other people in his base still, because the rest of their top tier heavies and tank destroyers are still hiding in that, somewhere along that western road. He relocates though, comes back over, goodbye. Now, and there's that OI again. T-54 spotted him. It is aiming at Cheezix, but he's hoping that T-54 takes him out, and he does, as his own shot is it doesn't quite penetrate. Now, the game is shifted. There are only 3 allied tanks left. One of them is bottom tier. This is not the best situation to be in any game. But the IS is holding his own up on the hill. He does get a nice kill. And Cheezix realizes he's going to have to come up here. He's going to have to be the one to spot and find out what everyone's up to. He makes a beautiful sight here on an enemy just milling about in the middle of the field back at their spawn. And he has been spotted. Again, questioning whether those bushes exist on either side of that dirt path. He backs up because, again, he wants to fall off radar. He wants to pop up somewhere they don't expect. They know that he's moving around, though, so where they don't expect him to be is pretty much where he was. IS looks like he's in trouble. Cheezix tries to get a couple shots in here where they just sail wide. And I've watched this replay a few times, and one of them actually detonates that gas tanker. It's quite impressive, but it obviously is not doing any damage. Doesn't matter, IS has held himself down. He's taken out the enemy. Here he's just shooting, he's shooting just over the ground, through the grass on the ground. He's just gonna put blind shots out because he knows that that guy's been tracked. We saw it right before he faded out, and he gets the blind kill. Alright, we've turned this around. We can potentially win. Right? Oh, shit. Well, that's not good. We have ourselves a brawl. But we also have allies on 2 separate flanks who are going to make this just so much better. Shot, juke. Final fire comes in. Be seeing ya. And now we just have 1 TD left. We have been shot at by him, so your Cheezix is relatively sure that he's pretty much straight back here, hiding in the artillery hidey hole, all the way back down in the back end of the railway. Now, he does have support, but he needs to spot, maintain spot, and then not die. There's the enemy. He is aimed this way, but he's not quite ready to fire. Cheezix gets a cheeky shot off on him. He waits till he fades out of view. So he can try to take a slightly different position, keep that guy spotted. His IS is going to come rushing down the hill, though, and there he is. And this is actually going to help Cheezix a lot, because he's going to get most of the damage done on this guy, as the IS distracts him and forces him to turn and face away from Cheezix, who he was looking directly at. And this guy stands no chance. It's done. It's game over. Cheezix is just pumping out as much damage as he can. And that's pretty much it. Game end was a first-class match, and just generally good play all around. So well done, Cheezix, and thank you for the replays.
Jeszcze niespokojne potargały sad, a my na tej wojnie ładnych parę lat. Do domu wrócimy, w piecu napalimy, nakarmimy psa. Przed nocą zdążymy, tylko zwyciężymy, a to ważna gra. Na niebie obłoki, po wsiach pełno bzu. Gdzież ten świat daleki, pełen dobrych snów. Powrócimy wierni, my czterej pancerni, Rudy i nasz pies. My czterej pancerni powrócimy